Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Knotty Threads. So if you are visiting my channel after a very long time, I would request you guys to subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell icon to get all the new video notifications. So in today's video, I'm going to demonstrate or show how this beautiful floral motif is worked using the crochet technique. It is definitely not a beginner level because we will be working this kind of a bullion stitch. So if you are a beginner, you will have to have good practice to be able to try this new bullion stitch in crochet. So I have worked these two motifs and I will be using this as a hanging in the sari pallu. So in this bit I will demonstrate how to work the motif, and probably in the next part I will demonstrate how I attach this to the sari pallu to make it look like sari tassels. So it's very simple, very basic material is required. I am using my crochet hook number 10 along with 3 mm gold beads. Now these beads are completely optional. I have used one bead on the tip of the petal here, but it's completely optional. If you're not fond of beads, or if you are working this design for a sari that does not have any gold touch, then you can completely skip it. And the thread I'm going to use today is this kind of Kamal Kadai thread. Now so I'm using two colors. I am going to alternate. So when I'm hanging it to the sari, I will alternate it. So the next flower here will be in blue and the outline will be in red. So that's how I'm going to alternate when I'm adding it to the tassels or the sari. So let's begin. Right now I will show the same combination. Like I will start off with the red and I will end it with blue. So you will need this Kamal Kadai thread. You will have to do this kind of a slip knot, like wrap it around your finger like this and then make a knot. Not like a complete knot. Once you have this thread around your finger, this tail comes down like this. So basically this is how you have to hold the thread, and you have to insert the needle below this straight line of thread and pull the rest. So that way we will have a chain stitch on the hook. So we will start by working 10 chains. This is for the inner part. So we will be starting off by working by forming a circle here. So that is the reason earlier I mentioned this is not a beginner level video. You will have to have a good hands on to be able to work these kind of stitches. So I have my loop on the hook already. Now I will work 10 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So the counting here is very important. Please make sure to not alter any kind of count here. So once I have 10 chains, I'm going to go back into the first chain and then take a new loop and pass through both. So that way now we have a circle here or a ring. Now in this ring we will be working 15 single crochets, and you see this tail here, right? I will be concealing this tail while I'm working my 15 single crochets, not double crochets but single crochets. So for the single crochet, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I am parallelly concealing this tail. So left with 5 more single crochets. This is 11, 12 and 13. So I will slightly move my stitches so that I can squeeze in 2 more. So that's 13, 14 and 15. So once I'm done with my 15 single crochets here, I'm going to go into the first single crochet and work a slip stitch. Slip stitch is nothing but when we grab this loop, we will pass this loop through the loop that is already on the hook. So with that, our first or the innermost ring is ready. Now we have 15 single crochets here. Now I'm going to work 4 chains. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then work 1 treble or a triple crochet. So for a triple crochet, we will wrap this thread around the needle twice. So this is the thread that's already on the hook. Wrap it once, wrap it twice. I'm going into the next stitch here to finish the treble. So I'm going to pass through the 2 loops, through the 2 loops and through the last 2 loops. So basically we are going to pass it 3 times. That is the reason it is called as a treble or a triple crochet. So now this is where we will work this bullion stitch. Right, so for the bullion stitch, we will yarn over, go below this like how we generally do a double crochet, but we are not going to do any passes. So this is 1. Similarly, we will do this 7 more times. So in total, we'll have 8. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we have this double crochet. It is just like how we work double crochet, but we have not done any pass like we do in the cluster stitch. So I have 8 loops on my hook here. I'm going to insert my needle in the same place where I worked my treble and pull another loop so that this bullion will have a grip or will be attached inside that stitch. So now make sure to loosen it like this, yarn over and slowly pass through all the loops that's on the hook like this. So once this loop is out, we will work 4 chains. So this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 chains, and then we will fix it using a single crochet in the next stitch. So ideally we are using 3 single crochets. These 4 chains are coming out of the first single crochet. We are working a treble and this bullion in the second single crochet, and then we are fixing the 4 chains in the third single crochet. So ideally to work 1 petal, we are using 3 singles or single crochets. So once I'm done with this single crochet here, I'm going to work 1 more single crochet in the next stitch and then start off with 4 chains. So similarly we will work 5 petals or 5 bullions in this round. So this is what forms the base or the inside of the petal. So I have the treble, I'm going to go into the next stitch to finish the treble. So that's my treble, and then I will continue with my bullion with 8 rounds. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So please make sure not to forget to pull another loop from this stitch. This step is very important, otherwise that petal or the bullion will have no grip. So once you have pulled that last loop, make sure to pull these stitches like this. Only then it will be easy for us to pass through all the loops like this. Pass it through all the loops and then work 1, 2, 3 and 4 chains, and then fix it in the next stitch. So that is how we will finish the remaining 3 petals. So I have worked 1 and 2. We will finish the remaining 3 petals, and with that we will be done with this round in red. And then we will change the color and work this outline in blue. So following the same steps, I finished working all 5 petals and I have reached the point from where I started. So this is where I will be trimming this thread. I'm going to let this tail be. We'll fix it in the end. So this thread, the thread that I was using to crochet, I'm going to trim it, and then we will pull this loop that is on the hook like this. So with that, our inner round or the first round of the flower is complete. Now to this first color, I'm going to add my second color. So I'm going to just hold these two together and make a knot. So that's how we will be adding a new color to our crochet work. So whenever you're knotting it like this, you will have to make sure the knot is right here in the corner. So with that, we have added our second color. Now this step is pretty simple or very easy, I would say. Now since I've added my color here, in one of the single crochets here, I'm going to pull a loop and make one single crochet so that I have a loop on my hook, and then work 3 chains. That's 1, 2 and 3. 3 chains, after which I will be working 4 double crochets underneath this first chain, the topmost chain of the bullion. So in the same place, I'm going to work all 4 double crochets. So that's 1, 2. So I worked 1 double crochet here, and the remaining 3 also will be worked in the same space. So that's 2, 3 and 4. After working 4 double crochets, I'm going to work 3 chains and again work 4 double crochets in the same point or in the same space. Now make sure to keep these double crochets a little shorter, otherwise the size of the flower will be too big. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4. So all 4 are in the same place. So once I'm done with 4 double crochets, I will continue with 3 chains like we started this petal, and then fix it in between these 2 single crochets here. So here I'm just going to work one single crochet in between the two, and then start with 3 chains and 4 double crochets, 3 chains and 4 double crochets again. So that is how we will be completing the petal around these bullions. So I finished working the blue part around all 5 bullions, and I've reached the point from where I started. So here I already have a loop on my needle. What I'm going to do is, in the first stitch here, the one in blue, I'm going to do a slip stitch to continue the last round. So work a slip stitch in the first stitch here. It's better to work a slip stitch instead of working single crochet. Single crochet generally makes it look bulky in this part, so that is the reason I prefer working a slip stitch like this. So with that, the second round is complete. Now I'll continue working single crochets. I have 3 chains here and I will be working 4 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 single crochets in the 3 chain space, and then 1 single crochet each on the 4 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So now here we will be needing the bead. So I have these small gold beads here. So in this 3 chain space, I will work 2 single crochets, add 1 bead, and then work 2 more single crochets in the same space. And then continue with 1 single crochet each on the doubles here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 double crochets in the 3 chain space. So this is the final round of the flower. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the same way we will finish the remaining 4 petals, and then we'll see how to fix these loose threads. As mentioned earlier, this bead is completely optional. If you do not wish to add a bead, you can simply skip it or replace it with a picot stitch as well. So with this, I finished working the final step, and I'll just finish it with a slip stitch in the first stitch, so that this last single crochet will have a grip. And then we will trim the thread. I want to knot it, so I'm going to leave about 4 to 5 inches long and trim it. And this loop that is on the hook, I will pull it out like this. So right now you can see the difference. This is very straight and neat, whereas this is all crumpled and it's not pretty straight. So this generally happens because when I was working this part of single crochets, I kind of folded this part so that it doesn't come in my way. So that is the reason it tends to lose its shape. So what you have to do is put it flat like this and apply pressure from your hand like this. So once you do so, generally our hands are warm, right? So it tends to like settle down or get pressed. So now here, see, it looks much better now. Here we have 4 tails, 2 in red, 2 in blue. So I'm going to hold both the pieces in red and I'm going to make 2 to 3 knots like this, just like how we knot it regularly. Make 3 knots. 2 will tend to slip away. So I'm going to make 3 and then do the same thing with this blue thread. Three knots again. Now leave about half an inch and trim off all the tails. Never trim it very close to the knot. Always leave about half an inch and trim it. And then we will use fabric glue to fix these later. So this is the right side. Anything can be considered as right side because according to me both look equally neat. So you can see how these flowers are crocheted. So for the sari, I'm actually going to alternate it. Now I know you people will have a lot of questions in mind as to how many pieces to crochet. In order to get to know the number, first you will have to decide at what distance you want to attach these. I worked 5 petals so that I will be using this petal here to attach it to the pallu. So this will hang like this. So if this is are getting attached to the pallu, we will have to check the distance. If you want to attach it at 2.5 inches or 3 inches, depending on that, you will place the marking on the pallu and then count how many pieces are required. Because the flower is this big, it will obviously not look good if we are hanging it too close like this. So this close will not look nice. So I'm going to hang them at a distance like this so that when the pallu is left from the shoulder, it neatly hangs and they don't overlap each other. So if I need 14 pieces in total, I'm going to alternate them. So in between the flower, I will be adding the inner part will be blue and the outer will be in red. So that's how I'm going to alternate it. So I will be showing how to attach this to the pallu in the next part. So please stay tuned for that. And do let me know in the comment section how you like this design. And yes, please make sure to leave your comments and share your thoughts in the comment section. So I guess that's all in today's video. I hope you guys like it. In case you like it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and I shall see you guys soon with more interesting videos. Until then, take care. Bye bye.